Let's welcome in now Kentucky Congressman and Chairman of the House Oversight Committee, James Comer. Congressman, great to see you again.
Good to be here.
Now, according to these new court filings, Lunden Roberts claims that Hunter Biden is pretending to be a starving artist. The court said, Hunter, prove it. He said, no, thank you. Is there something that you might find out from these financial disclosures in this particular case?
Yeah, there are three things that I'm really interested in with this case. First of all, I'm interested to see whether or not they admit that the laptop is theirs. Of course, we know it is, but he's denied that from day one. And Joe Biden said in front of the American people in the debate between he and President Trump that that in fact was not his son's laptop, that was Russian disinformation. I'm also anxious to see how much money that Hunter Biden's made from selling his high-priced artwork, and if we can find out who in fact was buying that artwork. And then the last thing I'm interested in is to determine whether or not he has offshore accounts. Now, we've learned a lot about Hunter Biden's finances, as well as the Biden family finances with respect to their influence peddling, but there's still a few missing pieces. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this court case today.
Sure will be. I think you and many people in America want to find that out as well. Congressman, Senator Ron Johnson has come out and said that Antony Blinken lied, bold-faced, to Congress about Hunter Biden. Senator Johnson is pointing to testimony that Blinken gave in 2020 where he claimed he never emailed Hunter, but now the emails from the summer of 2015 show Hunter was trying to arrange a meeting with Blinken, who was then Barack Obama's Deputy Secretary of State, trying to get his, quote, advice on things. So the emails there in black and white, and now we have a U.S. Senator accusing the Secretary of State of lying under oath. This seems extremely serious. What happens next, though?
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to give him an opportunity. Some committee will bring Blinken in at some point in the very near future to determine whether or not he wants to revise his statements now that evidence has come forward that proves that he was not truthful. Maybe it was an oversight on his part. But what we do know from our investigation of the Biden family influence peddling is that part of what Hunter Biden would do when he would go to our adversaries, particularly the Chinese Communist Party, is say that he had family and friends in high places in the federal government. Of course, the president continues to not tell the truth and say he didn't know anything about his son's business dealings. But at the end of the day, there also, we believe, were many other people, both in the Obama administration and in the current Biden administration, that Hunter was in constant communication with, that he was helping to bring in on his influence peddling scheme. Remember, Blinken, between the Obama administration and the Biden administration during that 4-year period, he worked at the Biden Center for Diplomacy along with Joe Biden. So they were getting paid through that. And that's an entity that we believe was receiving a substantial amount of anonymous donations from the Chinese Communist Party.
Also, where some unclassified documents were found, classified documents. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We also wanted to ask you about this Jeffrey Epstein story. And according to the Wall Street Journal, it shows that he had planned meetings with people, including William Burns, the current director of the CIA. He's on the list. Also, former White House counsel Catherine Rumer. Leon Botstein is another guy who's on that list. He's the president of Bard College. And then there's leftist political activist Professor Noam Chomsky. He's on that list. We don't know anything specifically from this, but do you find this suspicious that William Burns and the former Obama White House lawyer would be meeting with Epstein?
I find this very suspicious. It's very frustrating that the law enforcement and intelligence community will not be transparent with this investigation. This is something that I think every American is interested in. There are a lot of conspiracy theories out there. There are a lot of very influential men in very high-ranking positions in every industry in America, including the federal government, that were linked to Jeffrey Epstein. So I think we deserve answers, and I hope that we'll learn very soon exactly who all was involved in this, because you're talking about human trafficking. You're talking about some very serious crimes. If we have high-ranking government officials that were involved in that, we deserve to know.
We know who's meeting with Epstein, but we don't know who Ghislaine Maxwell went to jail for trafficking these minors to. That's the other side of this that we don't quite know.
That's right.
Let's talk a moment about President Biden, who is having some fun at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, taking a swipe at Tucker Carlson for being fired by Fox. Let's run this clip for you, Congressman.
Well, the truth is, we really have a record to be proud of. Vaccinated the nation, transformed the economy, earned historic legislative victories and midterm results, but the job isn't finished. I mean, it is finished for Tucker Carlson. What are you wooing about like that? Like you think that's not reasonable?
Almost like comments you'd expect from a regime with state-run media there, Congressman.
Yeah, this is a president whose arrogance knows no limits. I mean, I was wondering if he was going to make any jokes about all the deposits and wire transfers that we've unearthed pertaining to 9 of his family members, but he didn't get to that part. You know, it's pretty tough for me to sit back and watch the clips. I didn't watch it live. I watched the clips and read the press accounts of that White House Correspondents' Center when I know that this president and this administration is involved in things that go beyond the scope of public corruption. And yet everyone in the media, they turn a blind eye to it. They say, well, the only challenge that Joe Biden will have in his reelection is his age. I mean, the age, that's the least of his concerns. You know, the fact that his family was taking substantial amounts of money from the Chinese Communist Party and they were setting it up, running it through LLCs and different shell companies to try to distract from the IRS and from the fact that they were getting these payments illegally. It's pretty breathtaking to me. And to see him sitting up there just laughing it up, making fun of Republicans and the press just clapping him on, it says a lot about the current state of the mainstream media in America.
Well, you know, we'll continue to follow your investigations and where it leads, as we have been doing, Congressman Comer.
Great to see you,
Y'all
Congressman.
been doing great. I appreciate it. Thank you.